Okay, so slight gap in the video there. As it happened, he came online just as I stopped. In case I was going to be rambling for 20 minutes. I'm now going to have to splice that together, but not to worry. So here we go. We didn't actually spend any of that cash in the end. So 30k over, 180k, giving me an extra 30 TV. Now I'll consider, I'm definitely going to pick up a bribe here. A wizard is not really of much use to me, to be honest. Because the elves are going to be far better at just scooping up the ball after I've got it, or after I've knocked it down. So what we want to do, the reason we picked up the 13 skeleton is so we can go heavy on the bribes. Well, we're going to take the one bribe, but also if we burn that early, then we've got lots of spare skeletons, so we can get the foul on game going. We'll probably also take a babe, just because he does have a mighty blow. He does have a mighty blow blitzer on the team. So worth picking that up just in case we see some KOs on things like skeletons, or we don't want a scenario like the McNaughton games last season, because they were disastrous for us. But yeah, we can get this one underway now. And we will see how it goes. Kind of been thinking about strategy for this one. Normally, your standard strategy against elves would be give them the ball first, try to force them to score quickly, and then try to 2-1 grind the game. Done that 1,000 times before with the bargain boozers. Very comfortable with doing it. The issue being, if the elves do manage to stall out for the half, then it, as Khemri especially, becomes very, very difficult to score and then turn them over and score again. Suddenly you're just playing for the 1-1 and there's very little you can do about it. Because of the fact he's got a bench, I am almost tempted to actually, if I get the choice, receive first here. Explain why in a second. I'm kind of thinking that if I can take it out to turn 8 and score then, there's far more chance of me being able to remove a lot more players before it becomes his drive, and that theoretically makes me preventing the score much easier. At the moment, if I was to kick the ball, and we'll find out in a second whether I will have to do that. We don't get the choice, and we are given the ball first. Right, so the theory being, if I have to kick the ball, then even if Anubis does manage to score on turn 3, chances are that he's going to have a full team of elves to defend with anyway, because he's got the man on the bench. I'd need to permanently remove 2 players to even have any sort of advantage. You know the whole thing about elves wanting to defend with 11 players, because it's better for them. So I'm actually not too disheartened to be going first here, just because of the fact he's got that spare player on the bench, meaning it was very unlikely that I could... If I'm defending, it's unlikely I can get more than 1 hit per turn. Maybe 2, if he fails to dodge somewhere and leaves another player in a tackle zone. This, at the moment, is a heavy commitment to the front line. We won't be seeing it. I assume it's the 3 wrestlers whose job it is to be the line fodder here. Understandable, because what he'll absolutely be wanting to do is get my Tomb Guardians wrestled to the floor. So I'll be looking to set up 3 dice wherever I possibly can here. Potentially a tough game, this one. He's obviously got a kicker as well, which means I'm going to want both throw rolls on the field, and likely I'm going to have to set them up both quite deep so I can cover all the ground. Because if... It's an interesting team. He does have the 3rd reroll. I didn't spot the leader on the thrower, so he does have 3 rerolls there. But he doesn't really have what you would call a ball sacker. He's got lots of Agi 5 elves, but there's no one there who I'm looking at and saying he's the obvious ball hawk. It's more just a lot of elves who are quite agile, and if they were able to knock me down, can very much run in and scoop the ball up, likely on a 2+, throw it out on a 2+ if the thrower gets a hold of it, and all that jazz. So, lots to consider in this one. The sort of game that can very quickly get away from you if it all starts going pear-shaped. The last thing I want right now is both of those throw rows on the bench. So we're going to bring them both onto the field. Definitely want the dirty player here too. We're going to leave these blitzers just in the backfield here, just in case we see anything like a blitz or something that's going to make my life a living hell at the start of this game. So at the moment, only the 3 skeletons on the field, but I really do need all the positionals on the field at this stage. So we've got a 3 dice there, we've got a 3 dice here, but to be honest, we probably want to use Mighty Blow for both the 3 dice hits we're going to take. Better to do it that way so that he can also have a go there. And then that is going to be the setup we go for. So we're a little narrow, but we're trying to just protect. Obviously, if we get a blitz here, short kick blitz, we're absolutely knackered. Let's see whether we go for the short kick or the long kick here. The reason I've kept these guys... yeah, he's gone for the long kick. So that, I think, mitigates the decision. Oh, perfect defences. Could be worse, I suppose. Obviously, there was the option to leave these Blitzrars up the field here. To try to blitz one of these guys. But again, with this deep kick, we might need more men around supporting the ball. So it's going to take me a long time to shimmy this thing forward, and there's every chance this scatters to the end zone, which could be fairly disastrous for me. So if he frees up these players, that's at least good for giving me more players that I can use to screen off the elf advance. So those 2 Tomb Guardians will be important. That guard elf is something we need to get rid of pronto, given the opportunity. So all of my 3 dice options have now left me, which is a bit of a shame. But worse things have happened. Now I need to be considering how to make sure this gets safe within 2 turns. At the moment it's going to be fine on the next turn, but of course these elves, these catchers, that one's got 9 movement, so he can suddenly start applying a lot of pressure. For example, if the ball was to scatter at the end zone, and I was to fail a pickup and leave it lying there, within 2 turns, if it happened again, he could just run in and pick that up and score. So, looks like the pressure's going to come from both sides. We'll probably end up surrounded and having to punch our way free. Would really like this to scatter here, given the chance. That would be my preferred choice. And that is... yeah, that's okay. That's fine. We can live with that. Right, so it's going to be this one to pick up. So what we're going to do is just move this guy across here so we have some cover in case it goes a little pear-shaped. Okay, so other options. We've got to consider the fact that these movement 8 guys are going to come swarming this way. He's likely to do his blitzing with the Mighty Blow. In terms of these guys, the most effective way to screen is to just get a line right across here, and then we're going to have to sort of commit to one side of the field. So I think my blitz is likely to go on the guard elf. So he does have frenzy, so I need to be careful of getting surfed here. Don't want to do anything stupid on that front. We will take this strength 4 blitz now, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we can retreat 1 back into this line. So we'll target the guard. We're not going to follow. We're just going to hope that this gets the job done. And it does not for now. Can do is sort of put that skeleton there, and then we can shift that Tomb Guardian across to here to protect him, so we've got some guard in there. Now that should be good enough to mean that those elves have got some work to do to get through there. So now it is going to be about taking some blocks on this front line and not knocking him over. I'm not knocking him over. So, are we okay to make this 3 dice now? You're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ideally. Probably want this Blitzra just in this sort of area here. He's not going to be able to reach me next turn. But he is going to be able to swarm around this front line. I don't think I can commit another player to that line. I think I need more players back in this region of the field. Just in case. Hit you, and that's another failed knockover, so that's not a great start. But we'll live with it if this thrower picks the ball up. Which he does, good lad. So that's okay for now. We will see how aggressively Anubis chooses to play this. There's no real weakness in that line. At best, he can get a 1 dice on the strength for Blitzra, or he could maybe 1 dice to Skeleton to try and get around the edge. The weakness is on this side, which is why I wanted to leave some players in the backfield here. As it is on my next turn, I'm probably going to head towards this zone. He's unlikely to start basing me up, because I'm not going to spend, hold on, fingers crossed, I'm not going to spend the whole game rolling pushes like we did on that turn. He's got 2 ways he can play it. He can either start aggressively pressing the ball, or he can literally just make a line of elves across the front line and let me come to him. I expect he'll go for the former. So still no live score tracker. That thing is still out of action. Just waiting for Schleiss to pick that back up. But you will notice that the REBBL logo and all of the branding are missing from the side of the field. That is because it is Blood Bowl World Cup season. I'm going to be casting some of the games, and obviously we can't have REBBL branding all over those because that's like a focus Cyanide tournament. So he is actually going here for the let's just make a line of elves. I am a little surprised by that. That's fairly, considering the deep kick, that's fairly non-aggressive. Suppose he's fearful of sending his catchers down here when you've got Tala Swift knocking around. That is fair enough. So, on that end, this approach has worked. And it at least allows me to get the ball up the field and keep things safe. Will he even blitz on this turn, I wonder? It looks like he will. Or he's at least thinking about it. So, okay, he's going to go there. He's presumably going to base his Tomb Guardian and come all the way around with this. No, he's just going to blitz through on a 1 dice with the catcher. Roll a pow. Okay, you can't argue with those results. So that catcher will now retreat back to here, presumably. No, he's going to send him downtown. Okay, we found our blitz target for the next turn. So what we got is a little bit of pressure, but not loads of pressure. So he's really, well, if you look, he's offered me 1 target. So that's going to be the target. First thing we'll do is we'll move the ball. I'm probably just going to go dead center with this, actually. We're going to bring you up here. You're going to mark him. We don't need tackle for this, of course, because he doesn't have dodge. So we're going to use Are we going to use the strength 4 or are we going to try and maybe pro it? Actually, I am going to change my mind on that and probably pro it in the end. So we're not going to use a dirty player this turn. So what we'll do instead is we'll just bring you to make a cage corner. And we will bring you to complete our cage here. You guys are okay for now. So we're going to blitz him first. So that is good. And this is worth a follow. Potentially a pylon. Yeah, that is worth a pylon. One cast to go. That's a very nice... Oh, it's an M&G as well, so the Apo isn't even guaranteed on that. Okay, lovely. So that is one of the major one-turn threats gone, which I am going to put down as a good thing. Okay, so how can we beef up this front line? He's likely to go for one of the Tomb Guardians, isn't he? But in order to do that, he'd have to commit a lot of elves into tackle zones. So to be honest, he's unlikely to come in and foul him. So we can probably just actually... I'm going to shift these all across by one. Just in case he did decide he wanted to blitz and foul, with having the one on the bench, he might have opted to commit heavily to fouling the blitzer out there. I'd say his likely blitz, he's probably going to want to use the Mighty Blow. But what we've offered him here is he has to commit quite a few elves around this side to get the assists he needs. He's just going to come and one dice that skeleton. Roll a push. It tells me he does want the foul. Okay, well, I suppose the Mighty Blow got him through the thick skull. Whether or not I agree with the one dice, I don't know. But it worked. It's another player exposed. But I'm sensing he does want to foul that Blitzerer of mine. You can get more assists up there. What this might do is actually see him give up a lot of pitch position. Yeah, this is an absolute commit to the foul. Is he going to foul with the kicker? He's going to shift his whole screen across this way. So it's going to be a 2-assist foul with the kicker to try and get rid of Taylor Swift. Obviously, there's a little bit of sweat dripping down the old brow right now. But fingers crossed we'll be okay. It's an understandable want to remove that thing, you would certainly say. If he doesn't, we have very nice options for the counter blitz from the floor. But he's given himself a chance by taking that risky one dice. Of course, the other option here is that I might end up with a lot of pitch position on this side, actually. We'll see what the result of this is. Going to be a 7+. Here comes a foul. And that is a stun. Okay. So that is all right. And also gives me the chance, I think, to essentially split the team. How are we going to do this? So what we want to kind of do is protect against the counter foul again. And what I can maybe do here is sacrifice a Tomb Guardian to mark up some of these guys. Just so that he has to frenzy a guy away and make the foul worse. So that is what I'm going to do there. I'm going to commit 1 Tomb Guardian to this. But we're actually going to take advantage of the space we've been offered on this side. Let's try and force our way through here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where do I want to go? 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to do that, I think. The reason I'm making this assist is because we're probably going to blitz from this square here with the strength 4. And what I'm then looking to do is push this Tomb Guardian further into this space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's my ideal spot for... yeah. Okay, we will see. Might need a GFI at the end of this. Okay, that is nice. We're going to tempt me with a pylon again. We did use Mighty Blow, but it's armor 7. Let's be indiscriminate again. It worked for us last week. Doesn't this time. We do need that because there is a shot available. So we're going to take that GFI. We're really bad at these. But thankfully the skeleton is good. So that's given us quite a bit of pitch position that I think would have been difficult to claim otherwise. So this might be a sacrifice worth making. He's already done his job by injuring one of the best players on the other team. So he's got 2 options. He either has to commit more players here to get a good value foul. Because right now we need to step away from here to get a 1 dice, where he would then frenzy away from being a foul assist as well. So if he wants to commit to a foul again here, then he's going to need to use more players or take a bad foul. It's the frenzy that will hurt him on this. And of course, there's the risk of a frenzy trap too, if he doesn't place that player there or here. So we're giving him the choice. Do you want to foul this Blitzra or do you want to defend? You can only do 1, realistically. What we also did was beef up this area to protect the pylon that we took here, because we don't want a cheap foul on that Blitzra either. Okay, so we are basing the cage corner. That normally means there's a plan to go in there, because you wouldn't base a Mighty Blow Tomb Guardian Unless you were planning to get yourself into that cage. And I think the blitz is going to come in over here. By the looks of things. So I'm going to at least be able to hit one extra elf on the next turn, which is great. So presumably it's going to be a dodge out from this wrestle elf to have a go. Is he going to commit to the 1 dice? No, it seems. We're going to disengage entirely from that plan. Which is also fine, because that gives me my Blitzerar back. All we need to do is just keep him protected by the Tomb Guardian until he gets back up into play. That could be nice. Not quite. So presumably it's going to be 2 dice here. With the Wrestler, who rolls a push. And that's not great for him. And if he follows, we can surf him. He dodges away, and that's okay, because now we can get Taylor Swift back up towards play. So the plan now becomes surf that elf. 1, 2, 3. And again, he's always got the option to run around here and blitz, but it's a fairly low value blitz, really, isn't it? Right, so 1, 2, 3. So have a go at you. That's looking like a surf to me. At the moment, it's just a 1 dice, so we need to think about how we want to do that, or deal with that. Probably shouldn't have followed that, actually, but I did want the position in there. We'll take this hit, and that is a nice pow to just move that elf away for now. We're not going to actually move the cage. What we are going to do is gain a bit more ground with this Tomb Guardian. So we're going to stand you right in there. But I also want to put this Thrower up here. Because that gives me the 2 dice here with this skeleton on the Agi 5. Push is, but we'll have to live with it. And we're going to try and surf you. Lovely stuff. And a KO. So that is a wrestle lineman gone. And that is going to be about it for that turn. Don't need to go anywhere. We still gained a bit of ground. We've removed 2 in 3 turns. In 4 turns, sorry. Which we'd like a better rate, but at the same time, it's not like we're stuck. There's a few elves who still need to track back. So, we're up by 1, of course, because one of the KOs came the other way. But so far, so not overly concerned. It looks like he is going to target the Blitzerar. So remember, not many of these elves have the dodge skill. So if we see a 1, that'll burn a reroll. And that is kind of what we're hoping for at some point. And that's a 6, which is very much not a 1. Quick maths for you there. We've kind of got a bit of halfway house right now where we've got a bit of a screen going on back here, but we're also sort of committing to some players to hit this guy. See how this goes. Well, that isn't any good. Rerolls it. Gets him this time. Mighty blow hit. Not what you want to see on your best player. But it has burned a reroll and he's still got some dodges to do. Just a stun. Stuns are okay. Let me say, he does still have some dodges to do. Realistically, he's gonna dodge out. He's gonna go for a foul again, is he? Okay. Foul on a stun. Very, very keen to get rid of this Blitzerer. I don't like foul and stuns, personally, because they'll still be there next turn. But this is heavy, heavy, heavy commitment to get rid of this Blitzerer. This is essentially giving up the drive. As long as it doesn't die, then I can live with this. But here we go again. It's fine. So that I can very much live with. Because it is completely given up the drive. That one with the reroll gone gives me so much room to work with. So much room. We can just totally shift into this completely open area of the field now. So the ball carrier is going to go straight on the diagonal. 3, 4, 5, 6. So that probably here is going to be the zone that I think we move to. Might have to be a little shorter than that, actually. Just because I think the Tomb Guardian's going to lack the movement to get where I want to go. So let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4. To there. We'll move this guy 1 too far. Hopefully we will be okay. Can probably take a couple of cheeky GFIs at the end just to make sure we're sound on that one. In fact, no, we will be absolutely fine because this throw rock can just move across to cover that space. Now, we do have a bribe, remember? So, we are going to foul this wrestler while we are here. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to blitz this wrestler. I wanted the Agi 5, but we'll just make do with the wrestler. That was inevitable, wasn't it? Oh, an injury is very nice. Another one gone. Badly hurt. Won't see an Apo on that, I don't think. So with the reroll gone, we now have to foul before we take this block. Because the cage is open if we don't do that. That gets us a stun, which is not great. And that gets us a nice pow. On the guard. So we're going to be giving up another foul here, but so far so good in terms of removals. 2 of them gone means that they're definitely going to be outnumbered in the next half, all going well. And we've got so much pitch position now that it's going to be very, very difficult for him to stop this goal. In fact, I think he's given up on it entirely and is just going to purely focus on getting rid of this Blitzerer. By my count, based on this, I think I've got 1 more foul I just need to survive before I can get some reinforcements over there to make his life difficult. But this is a complete sacrifice of the drive. Two SPP away from a level. You know what this means, Nuffle, are you? So he's going to commit to a block on the Tomb Guardian. He can bring this guy into here and then blitz from there. And he can go 2 dice into 1. And then still come back to get his 3 assist foul with the kicker. But I didn't expect to be out-fouled by the High Elves in this one, especially when I've got a bribe. So, there you go. But so far, so good. Now, that dodge is unnecessary entirely. Just put him there. The blitz is going to go here. 2 dice. Into 1 dice. Doesn't need it. Might just take the both down, actually. Technically, he would have a better foul on the Tomb Guardian. But now that it's stunned, you foul in. Yep, here comes that foul again. So we shut our eyes, we get a bit of sweat on the old brow, and we hope for the best. Break. It is a send-off and a stun. That's perfect. That is absolutely perfect. It's another removal. Tyler Swift removing 1 with his face. He just can't get him for the moment, and I can get some reinforcements across now as well. So, ball is going there. Ball is going to be flanked by you. Also you. Blitzerer is going to come in and have a go at the RG5 catcher. Nice. Might have to consider not piling on here, although Nuffle does tempt me so. I can't not pile on that. We haven't used Mighty Blow. And the rewards are so very nice. Another RG5 gone. So what can we do? Well, we can put you up against these guys. We're going to take another foul here. Try and get rid of another one. Oh dear. Well, there goes the bribe. And then we can afford to bring a skeleton across here to just try and protect you a little bit. Right now, I can understand Anubis's distrust of Pom It is doing its job. And the fact that that kicker got sent off means that we're now down 4. He's likely enough to come back. There'll be one coming off the bench. So he's going to take a blitz here on the skeleton. And then he's going to have... Well, who's he got left to foul with? Probably this wrestler. He surely can't commit to any more fouls. He's down so many elves already at this point. And the less elves there are, the theoretically easier it is for me to actually prevent the score in the second half. There's a POW on the skeleton. It's a stun. Nothing more than that. Thick Skull saved the day, because that would have been a knockout, thanks to Mighty Blow. So we're now going to foul. We are going to foul again. So a complete lack of interest in the ball here. Because both Blitzers are knocking around, so... You can foul one, but the other one is going to get up and say hello. 2 plus dodge fails. Going to re-roll it. Gets it this time. So it's now a 4 assist foul on Ron Bone Man. Which does make it likely to break the armor, has to be said. But what we do have in response is the option of the Tala Swift Blitz on another Ragi 5 player. Heavy, heavy commitment to the fouling game that I was not expecting. There is the foul. There is a knockout. Well, we've got the babe. And it's another send-off. Wow. The referee is playing a blinder. So it's another removal with a Blitz Ra's face. Stand you up. Can probably actually commit to another foul over there, but we're going to target this Agi 5 Blitzer. You know what? We're going to team reroll it. I'm in that sort of mood. I'm happy to pile on again. Because with the rate the referee's going, I can keep these elf fouls coming all day. You're just going to move over, it is turn 7, to that corner where nobody can get you. You're going to come back here. Now I've used a reroll, so I'm not going to GFI with that Tomb Guardian. I'm actually just going to bring him over this way, just in case anyone does get any ideas. And we'll have another go with the dirty player. Just stunt, but no send-off. Referee is in my back pocket so far. Only 3 elves left to do anything with on this turn. So we can 1 dice a Tomb Guardian. Got a reroll. It's not unsafe, but of course it's a frenzy trap. I can understand his frustration, although obviously, if he does find a Kaz, of course there is the regen chance, which means that they could come back. It's worth dodging out here to make this a 1 dice into a 1 dice, so you don't frenzy trap yourself, I would say. Because if you fail it, then you just don't use the reroll there. Question for me is going to be, do I greed another hit? It's going to be, can we find a 3 dice on the next turn with Tala Swift? Because if we can get another Kaz, then he might be right to suggest that that's the game. But we'll see. Of course, having the Babe in pocket means that these are potentially good results as well. We're theoretically going to get 2 goes at them. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with him. If he'd taken the Pom Twins, as he calls them, with him, he could live with the 2 send-offs. But getting stuns and a KO, that is tough to take. But at the same time, I did not expect to be out-fouled by the Elves, and you could question whether it was the right thing to do to keep on fouling. Takes the Blitz, gets the both down. So, surely we have to give up on the foul game now. Yeah, we are just fleeing. Yeah, this makes sense. Running away just to make sure that I can't take any more hits with the Blitzra. So that answers my question of whether or not to take any greedy blitzes on the next turn. It'll be a firm no. And we're just going to run this in. So, it's all Kaz and not much KO for him. We'll see what the KO rolls do as the dwarfs bang the old barrels. Well, that's 5 players out of 12 not coming back. That is one who is. And he'll get the Agi 5 dodge off the bench. My Blitzra stays out, but the skeleton does come back, and we will have another shot of getting the Blitzra back. Right, so there is a 1-turn risk here. So we are instantly going to flood the front line with Tomb Guardians. One of them stand firm, which means he has to go that way. Which also means that I can afford to make it very difficult for him to even hit anything. We don't even need to protect this side all that much because he can't move that player. So the best he's got to work with is a movement 8 catcher with Agi 5 and dodge. So the theory is he's not going to come in that way. That's going to be a mental dodge. I'll just be on the safe side. We'll do that anyway. He's going to have to push him to here. Yeah, this is extremely unlikely. Well, yeah, a little bit of salt, but this was the reasoning why, given the option, I would have actually chosen to receive first and not kicked. Because now that we've managed to get all these casualties, it is so much more difficult for him to get the score on me. Well, 3 catches are off, but you did foul with one of them. So there is that. 2 injuries and a foul. The kicker's gone too. So the 1 turn, I would say, I'll be impressed if it comes off. There'll be some dice. He needs to... He doesn't have a leaper, which makes it even more difficult. He needs to come in here, push him into there. I'd be very surprised if he went for it, to be honest. He might actually opt to come all the way back and blitz the throw-ra here with the mighty blow. We all know the golden rule of the throw-ra. Instant KO on the first hit you take. It's not like any 1-turn touchdown attempt I've ever seen. So we're going to assume he's not going for it. That might be a bit more like it. Kick is fairly deep, and he gets an extra reroll, but he already had one. The kick is pretty much perfect if this is going to be a 1-turn attempt. But it can't be a 1-turn attempt from this side, surely, because the stand firm player's there. So yeah, we're just going to go for a pass on the thrower. And then presumably he'll whack a skeleton, or he might come round and whack the thrower. Honestly, where would I prefer to have seen the pass? On this lineman, for sure. Wrestle dodge would be very nice on him. That would have been a much better choice for his pass. Or even the blitzer. Just to put him in MVP range. But he might get that if he can Kaz this skeleton. With Mighty Blow. Which he can't. So he's run away. Obviously, I don't have any players who can take another turn. So there's no reason to roll these dice at all. Here comes that pass. That pass is absolutely fine, as you'd expect from an Agi 5 elf team. So half-time, good news. So realistically here, he has to look for... We'll see if this Blitzerar comes back. It does, so happy days. That means I can leave 2 Blitzerars in the backfield. Yeah, realistically, you would say that he's going to have to score within a couple of turns. So what we're going to do is just make sure that the Blitzerars are in the backfield ready to sweep up anything that goes wrong. He's going to be playing with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's likely going to commit all to one side, but of course I can't commit all to one side. In response, I'm going to keep all these positionals back. I'm going to actually flood the front line with Tomb Guardians. And we're going to spread this quite wide, actually. Just so he can't... The fear is that he outruns me here. Obviously very little we can do about that. So try and spread out as wide as we can so he's got a narrower space to work with. They're elves. If they're going to score in 2 turns, they're going to score in 2 turns. And it might be a case of us trying to win this 2-1. I sense there's a little bit of salt from Anubis. Which is understandable, the Kaz dice have been strong. But that's what these two are built for. And there's... this division is... I don't think there's actually that many Pommers yet. This might be, but by the end of the season there's going to be plenty more where that came from, certainly. We've got Werewolves knocking around, we've got Nurgle teams, we've got more Khemri. So I'd be amazed to see him commit to any blocks here. And not just try to... screen this out. Realistically, his best shot is actually to try and score quickly, hope he gets a blitz, and then maybe score again. That does give him a potential hit on this Tomb Guardian. But High Elves, of course, aren't that quick. A lot of these players are movement 6, which is actually no quicker than my Blitzerars are. Kick is deep. Oh, and a perfect defense. Well, the perfect defense matches what we saw in the first half, but it very much does allow me to just do this. He's got a lot of players deep too, which means I can really afford to commit quite a lot to this front line and really stop these guys from making any progress. Throw that out there. The only thing we need to be careful of, as always, is the old switchback. So if I commit too heavily to one side, then chances are that the elves can just shift everything to the other side. Put the strength forward this way because we've got more strength on this side of the field. Does it go out? It does not. It goes right in the corner. So he now needs to disengage. But the fact that the quick score right now is kind of off the menu means that I can just start picking players off one by one, hopefully, by the time that ball gets back up the field. We just need to make sure that everything's covered defensively at all times. And fingers crossed, unless anything ridiculous happens, we should be okay. What it'll actually be a case of doing is just picking off the scoring threats as they turn up. So if there's ever a point where he just leaves one player as a scoring threat, that will always be the blitz target. We'll take that 2 dice on the skeleton. Gonna roll it both down there. It does leave him based up on a Tomb Guardian, but he does have dodge. He might frenzy it into another go. He will. Gets a power that time. Third or fourth go at that skeleton with Mighty Blow, and he still can't get rid of him. So he's going to go for the pickup now. Gets a 6, which is fair enough. We'll probably just hide in the corner because he doesn't need to do anything like this, but okay, goes for the pass. That's fair. Presumably we're going to see him dodge away and fail. Can you commit a reroll right now? You're giving up a 3 dice on your wrestler. Inside of the Astu. Gets him away this time. Gets that one away too. So we can go and just base these guys up. And the target is going to be the Agi 5. With the proviso that we're setting him up to be fouled afterwards, because we will foul our way to the hills here. So we're going to look to just box all of these elves in. So if we position him there, that means he's got, this elf has got horrible rolls to get out of all of those zones. Put you in here. So the only way he can dodge out at the moment is backwards, which is exactly what I want. We can make this a 3 dice as well, and there's no reason not to. That's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7. You're still on safety duty for now. So here comes one of the Pom twins. Good job we made it a 3 now. Will I re-roll it? Is the reroll greedy? Yeah. Yeah, I think it is. So we won't get a dirty player foul this time. So he can also stay back on safety duty. Just until the line's something up properly. So we didn't get to hit anything down that turn, but you know what? It's okay. We can still swarm around him a bit. The only way he can realistically go is backwards, and that is a good thing. He has burned a reroll too on that failed dodge with the guard alignment. Targeting skeletons makes sense for him, just to try and get some sort of numbers back towards neutral. Gets a power there on Joe Samarino. And it's another stun. See, as it stands, I'm fine with these elves in this corner. Absolutely fine with it, because they can't score from there. So we're just looking to casually edge the team up the field, picking off any elves that want to try and be scoring threats until there's none left. Yeah, I can't argue that I've been lucky to not have more removals. From the skeletons, at least they've been hit quite a bit with Mighty Blow, and they remain tall. But Thick Skull has done the job a lot of the time, and as we know, it is the best skill in the game, as the Richest T would say. So that is a man who's trying to level his lineman. There's a man who has leveled his lineman. So that'll now be Wrestle Dodge for the next one. At a push, it'll be Wrestle Fend, but it'll almost certainly be Wrestle Dodge. Now we're in a spot where if he fails any of these dodges, there's no way he can re-roll them, I don't think. He'd have to live with one. There goes one. Where's he going to go? Two plus that way, and he's going to protect his RG5, which is fair enough. Right, so the furthest player forward is this one. He's in range of the strength 4. So he becomes our target. We're not going to send any assists over, though. What we are going to do is actually put forward a bit of a high screen here. You can see what his plan is. His plan is to try and overcommit me forward, so that he can then outrun me down the field. So what we're going to make sure we do is not allow him to do that. That means that this line of 4 are going to be backed up by another line here to stop these two from dodging out. So we're going to have that guy here. In fact, no, we're going to put him there, just because it's more efficient. And we're going to put that guy here. He's just going to chill there, just in case if he does want to commit this Mighty Blow guy, then we've got the numbers to deal with it. And then you're going to go over here and have a crack at the guard lineman. Pretty much the perfect result, actually. Yeah, pretty much the perfect result. Just badly hurt. Again, it means we can't foul anything, but this is the plan, to keep picking off the one elf that's going to be the scoring threat each time, and hopefully we can just edge this screen forward, and eventually he'll run out of players, and we'll be all good. Weird. As a bash coach, I'm not finding this boring at all, seeing all the elves die. Perspective is important. He's down to 6 elves. We still have 11 players. We're just trying to make sure that at all times he's constantly having to roll 2 pluses, because remember, these guys, there's only these two who've got dodge. Now he is going to commit. This is what we wanted. He's going to commit to try and take out that thrower with the frenzy. This is what we wanted, to get some more players forward into Taylor Swift's dominion, if you like. At the moment, that also needs either a dodge or a GFI. And there's the other matter of keeping the ball safe, which is very much running out of players to do. On the next turn, this blitz roll will purely just be coming back across into the midfield as well. So he's based up a Tomb Guardian, which I'm very much okay with. So that needs a GFI. Or, if he doesn't want to do a GFI, he has to do a 3+ dodge with the dodge reroll. So theoretically, the 3+ dodge with dodge is an 89%, whereas the GFI is 83%. If he doesn't want to use the team reroll, of course, it's much better if he does. The ball is literally hiding in the corner. This is what we expected. Eventually, he has to commit to a side. So he goes to the GFI version. And promptly rolls the both down that he wanted, actually. That's the perfect result for him, other than a POW. And the throw rolls okay. So now we have what we wanted here, which is the blitzer. Well, in fact, it might even be better to target the Agi 5 catcher here, because the catch skill is going to be more important to him. Is that a foul? Is that a foul? No, that's not going to be a foul. Unless he's just after preservation of players right now. He doesn't have the movement to get round there if he wants to foul with the wrestler. He has to go the really difficult way. Okay. So that's a thing. Well, that allows me to start pushing these players into people who are going to want to hit them, which is good. I'm okay with that. Firstly, we're going to move you back across here on safety duty. Oh no, that's a 6+ dodge. There's a player in there. That would be mental. Let's not do that. So we can't hit the Agi 5 catcher, but we can push him into this Tomb Guardian, who could then push him to the sideline. So we'll go for his Mighty Blow instead. You are just gonna stand there for now. This Tomb Guardian is going to go and pressure the ball, so that if he's going to do something, he has to do it next turn. We need to do that if we want a chain push. Okay, now we'll team reroll. So, how do we make sure these elves stay locked down? Well, we're probably not going to get a foul or anything. So, you are going to come right on the cover there. You are going to go here. We've still got you on the cover there. Right. We can afford to hit him. So right now he's got a 1 dice here. He could try and surf the Tomb Guardian. That is an option for him. Let's put you there. You there. That's how we're going to try and box them in. We just want to make sure he has got nowhere to go. Because remember, that ball is now at risk. And that thrower is not quick enough. There's no channel it can take where that free Tomb Guardian can't hit him on the next turn. This will take some considering. Because remember, he doesn't even have dodge or block. He gets a 1 dice push. So we're going to try and surf a Tomb Guardian. It's a sacrifice I'm possibly willing to make. Oh, as long as that doesn't happen. Oh god, that's the second game that thing's dead. And no regen. So we've lost a Tomb Guardian. Well, you make sacrifices and yeah. That's, I think it's been asking to be killed, that one. To be honest, it died in the last game in regen. It's dead this time. No such luck. That's a shame. It's not the end of the world and it doesn't solve this problem, really. What we need to do is punish these guys for it. We do have the cash to replace it, but it's I'd rather it was that one than one of the guard ones, I think. But it's another one we have to build up from the bottom. So the best thing that could happen is for that one to get the MVP, so we can just do a like-for-like swap. Why would you make that dodge? Why would you do that? His own elf is actually blocking his best dodge route out there. Still do a 3+2+ there. To give me a player to think about. So he hasn't blitzed, but I don't know if he will. Dodge does his job there. So we're now just screening off in the corner. So what we need to be aware of is the elves shuffling their way over this way. That is a failed dodge. Will he re-roll it? Nope. Removal's good enough. Okay. So, of course, the next biggest threat is this Agi 5 elf. Now, can we surf it? No, because we don't have anyone in base contact. Which is a shame. But we can probably just go and hit it. I'm going to put you there. And we're going to put you there. What we're going to do is just keep this screen going along this side of the field. This Blitzerat is on the cover over here. Good news. I'm tempted to pile on, but the KO is good enough. One, two, three, 4 elves remaining. I mean, I've got no sympathy for him now. He killed the Tomb Guardian. And I'm not okay with that. Let's push you over there. We want to keep you back here just in case. He's unlikely to be able to do this with 4 elves. We really are covering all the bases. Because there's still 4 pretty good elves on the field. 2 of them are Agi 5, one's got pass, one's got catch. One of them's mighty blow and dodge and all that nonsense. 1 dice here on the throw rat. Perfect result again, you know. Just a stun, which does nothing for him. Gives him a chance to hit him. He can wrestle him. He should wrestle him. But that's another player that's now on the floor. And he's probably getting hit next turn, isn't he? Although, to be fair, there's very likely to be a shot on the ball as well. So we've got that decision to make. This is a difficult ask. It's a lot of elves over there. Dead Tomb Guardian is irritating because you don't like to see a Tomb Guardian killed against high elves, do you? There was bashier games to come than this one. We will be able to replace it, but we would have preferred not to. It takes a long time to level those things. There is no good spot for that ball. He just doesn't have enough players. You actually wonder if his best shout might be to punt it. Get the movement 8 player down here, try to punt it, and then hope that he can outrun me and I can't pick it up. We're going to go into that corner, are we? Well, he's going to pass it to him, that tells me, because the thrower can't get that far. That'll probably give me a 1 dice, all things considered. Is he going to GFI to get out of range? Is that the plan? Well, he can't do that. Yeah, so the plan is to pass to this catcher, and then presumably just try and leg it down this wing. If you go for the sideline, it actually makes my life easier because I'm just going to try and 1 dice surf here. Okay, I see what he's doing. It's sensible, actually. It marks up the only player who can't hit the ball. That's smart play. But it's going to get your thrower killed. And it's going to mean that this guy gets killed too. So, we're going to use you here. We're going to bring you back here, because we need cover in case he starts running for it. The blitz is going to be this guy still. And to be honest, there's becoming very little reason not to make it a 3 dice. You are going to go there. Just to stop him coming back the way he came. 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, we can't make it a 3 dice actually, so in that case these players are just spare. We actually don't want to move you in case he goes down the centre, do we? We want to blitz him now. Nothing doing, eh? Potentially gets him served. Okay, so a stun's handy, because it just keeps him out of action for a turn. And it means he's now got 2 elves on the feet on the next go. So he's totally in range of hitting anything here on the next turn. And we're also pretty much in range of covering him. If this was anything other than this stupid high elf team, I could do what I like at this point. I sense he will actually try and surf Taylor Swift here. It's remarkable how much I'm still concerned about something going wrong here. Because we want the win. We're in a good spot here. It's been almost perfect up to this point. Other than the stupid crowd killing my stupid Tomb Guardian. Stupidly. Punished for allowing that to happen. Okay. He'll live with that, won't he? Now, here's your problem. If I take the push, he's probably going to get served. But I got to take the push. Yeah, he's going to get served. Oh, please no. He's okay. And this is the concern that I've still had, because he's now just going to bomb it to him, and I've got no tackle. This is why I was still really concerned about this. All it takes is one stupid dice roll like that. And he can try and bomb it to him now. And if he gets it, I'm in a right pickle. He's going to throw it into space. He's going to throw it into space and try and outrun me. That's what the plan is here. He's going to throw it into this area of the field. He wouldn't have gone there if he was going to pass to him. Because there's an intercept threat and he could have gone in here. He's going to throw it down here. Yeah, here we go. Oh, he fumbles it on the 1. It's a 6 this time, though. Oh, decision time now, isn't it? Decision time now. So his catcher can't reach it next turn. I can with 2 GFIs. He can reach it, so he's the problem. Let's put you here. It's remarkable that against elves you can still end up in this stupid scenario when you're so far ahead. Because we are so far ahead right now. And yet. We're actually going to have to blitz with the throw raw here. Because this guy has to come back and try and pick up the ball. He's at G5. It's kind of pointless marking him when he's got dodge. We want to push him here so we keep him out of range of the ball. Oh, no. Not the time for that. It was the time for that, but I don't have rerolls now for these GFIs. He can't reach it. So now I can't take the GFIs. Because if we fail one and he knocks himself out, then I'm really screwed and he's going to get the 1-1. That was not the time for that dice roll, was it? Keep him pinned in there. He's going nowhere. And we'll try and do that. It doesn't matter so much if he falls over. So we can't reach the ball, which is important. We're hanging on despite the fact there's only 4 elves on the field. If you thought I was mental for being concerned here, We now don't have any rerolls for pickups either, because we got greedy on trying to hurt stuff before. So it's going to be a sweat at this point. The tackle player's gone. He can get nowhere near the ball. But neither can my sure hands, really. Without those scary GFIs. That's his game. All he's got to do is just run. Run down the field. And if I somehow... Well, if I fail to pick it up... So he's going over there to keep out of range of the blitz rock. That means he wants to use this blitzer to pick up the ball and pass it to him next turn, right? So 2 dice uphill him. He's going to roll a skull. And he's got to re-roll that. Alright. We'll let him have another crack. That wasn't the right spot. That was a really bad choice of spot. Punish forward anyway. But he would have followed up there and he wouldn't have had the movement he wanted. Right, can that player get the ball and score? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, he can't. So the only thing we need to make sure now is that none of his other players can reach it and pass it to him. Or we just want to knock him over. I mean, I can technically score again. And what I am going to do, actually, is push that Tomb Guardian into scoring range, because if I can miracle score on him, happy days. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. So, if he picks it up, it's great. No one else can reach it. If he fumbles it, actually, he still can't score. We are going to try and knock him over again. Okay, that's game. Ain't nothing he can do now. He's 1 square short of scoring. So, yeah, it's game over. So we can just try and put him in the crowd now, can't we? And then you can... What could he do? No, he can't even chain push him into range, can he? So you can just go mark you. And then we'll try a pickup. And if it fails, doesn't matter now. Doesn't fail. So that's nice. So the next turn, we're going to try and just throw this thing to a Tomb Guardian, aren't we? The shame is that we lost a Tomb Guardian, but the good news is that we have won again. I mean, it's very likely to be 1-0, isn't it? Is it worth passing through any of these skeletons? No, they wouldn't matter. He's going to have a go at my throw raw. We'll see if that was a mistake. Looks like it's probably going to be a mistake. Look, it's a KO. Well, happy days. I don't think I'm going to do anything here other than just try to throw this to the Tomb Guardian. Although he's going to try and make my life difficult, apparently. Still needs 2 GFIs. You know he's not going to make it, even if we find the miracle dice. Might be worth trying to get 2 SPP on him. But we could... Well, it's a 1 in 36 to double skull it, to be fair. I'd say that's worth. If you get 2 SPP there and he gets the MVP, then that's more likely than the other one. Okay. That's fine. Burn some bad dice. Maybe I would have struggled more indeed, but who knows. So that's going to be a 5+, into a 5+, into a 2+, into a 2+ with no reroll. Not even going to risk falling over. Meant that. Definitely meant that. Deserved that. This game. That's a 1-0. That's a good result. That was one of the ones that was that could have been a concern. Losing the Mighty Blow Tomb Guardian is a pain. Not getting that touchdown given the dice is also kind of irritating, but I think that was probably overdue, a 1. And we level a skeleton, so not all bad. Tala Swift didn't get 2 casualties though, so still doesn't quite level. Which is also a shame. There we go, 2 wins out of 2, and it's horrible Nurgle next. Now that we're down a Mighty Blow Tomb Guardian. So we've gone from 1580 to 1470. Do get a level up this skeleton. We'll see what he gets. He gets a 7. So... decision time. I don't know whether to get a wrestler again. Or whether to just go for more dirty players. Having lost a Mighty Blow, I think going for dirty players is the way to go, because we are actually going to get quite a bit of inducements next time, so we can just go mega on the bribes. So, dirty players is the way to go. We will replace the Tomb Guardian by the time you watch the next episode of this. But for now, that's 2 wins out of 2, and we are top of the league. Happy days. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. It was more stressful than I think I wanted it to be by the end, but we got the win, and that's the important thing. So yeah, I will catch you next week for the game against Glaudian and Mad Commando, the Nurgle.